What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into. Before we do so, please go ahead and run those likes all the way up. Thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member and telling them to get their black asses into the sanctuary. Also, if you enjoy everything that Kane does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv. That's conscious spelled with the Z on the end, just like it is here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are in the description box below. Also, make sure that you have your notification bell set to all. And last but not least, share the stream out to whatever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know the real out live and in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? So we are back with a follow-up interview with one of my favorite web reality TV stars in web history, okay? You guys know that we had him here a few days ago to speak on his experience with Chasing Reality Atlanta, okay? He's no stranger to web reality TV. However, he was new to the Chasing Reality brand, and he came and slayed. And baby, this season of Chasing Reality shook the table. Almost all hard-hitting topics were touched on, everything from race to colorism to gender identity to misogyny to cisphobia, if that's even a thing, right? Along with everybody's own personal stories and journeys, etc. So in picking up where we left off, we're going to talk here today about a lot of what's been taking place around these topics of race and anti-Blackness, etc. We're also going to talk about Tramel's journey, and we're going to be dropping the link because you guys may have questions for Tramel and want to engage him directly and speak directly, okay, to the King's Crown itself if you need any type of clarity. And of course, anybody is welcome to hit the link, castmates, producers, etc. The link will be available for all to come and join. With no further ado, Tramel.
What's up? I want to say you looked really good.
Oh, so I should be on camera?
You should.
What looks really good exactly?
Your teeth, your smile. I like the hair. I really do like the blazer. It's a nice color palette up against that background. You doing good.
Yes, I feel like it was very LGB trans. It was very pro.
Very pro
Yeah.
LGBT.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Legit.
Very
legit.
What does he say? The Leviticus community?
Leviticus community.
The Leviticus community, child. Well, how are you doing today, for one? What is the temperature like in Atlanta? Because it is hot as hell in Alabama.
It is a little bit chilly out here, but not too chilly. I think it's a good 68, 70. Yeah, it's not too It's not too hot. It's not too cold.
That's real nice weather.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot going on since you were last here, and you were only last here like less than 48 hours ago, practically.
Yeah.
I want to get into the rest of the discussion because I know that mom was calling, the kitchen was on fire, you know, shit was happening towards the end of our conversation. So I wanted to pick up with the dialogue and ask you about your chasing journey. How was it working for the Chasing Reality brand? Because I kind of have been binge watching all the other previous seasons, and I had no idea, Tramel, that you appeared on season 5. You were filming a music video. Dominique pulled up. He was the creative director for your shoot. And I was like, look at Tramel. So this is your first time with the brand, but working with it full time in this capacity. How was your experience?
So before I became a full-time cast member, I guess most people wouldn't know that I actually filmed, I think, 3 times with Chasing Reality. So I think it was season 3. I was a part of some tag flag football situation with the cast at that time. Also, there was another scene that got cut. I got cut out of it. But it was it was at a pajama party that they had, a slumber pajama party situation. And then the video shoot, that was season 6. Huh?
And this was all on the same season or 2 different seasons?
Those two would so those 2 were the same season. That was season 3. I did the tag team football, or the flag football. It's that tag team flag football. I did a scene with
being men, honey.
Yeah, we was out there being men, running around in Centennial Park. I did another scene. I was there when Dominique got maced.
Okay, I have not seen that. He got all.
That was season 5. I'm sorry.
Who did he get maced by?
He got maced by someone.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
He maced everybody. It was bear mace, and it was wow. That was a time.
That was a time. A time was had.
That time was had. You know, they had to run and get the producer some milk for his eyes because he got the brunt of it, running around with that camera. And then I think I had I did my music video in season 6 for my song Favorite, where Dominique was the creative director. So I did 4 appearances before I became a main cast member.
Is that the only time that he's been creative director for you?
Yes. I asked him to do that for me when I saw him at a movie premiere. I asked him to come help me out. I needed a little bit of help.
Mm-hmm. What made you seek his creativity?
I had been seeing a lot of his photo shoots and stuff, and he has a good eye, and I just really, really, really needed the help. I had all hands on deck for that photo shoot, so the video shoot. He wasn't the only one there. I had a whole team of people, and he was just one of the people to help me organize everything.
Well, he has a good eye, and I'm, in fact, eye candy. So am I going to get an opportunity to play a love interest or the really hot, difficult trade in one of your future music videos? I
was thinking more of a sexy therapist.
Yeah,
a little acting situation.
It's giving Nikki and B.O.B.
Huh?
It's giving Nikki and B.O.B.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, you just keep me informed.
I will. So next time I have something going on like that. Videos are expensive. I tell you that.
They are. I'm surprised that y'all be producing them at the fucking rate that y'all be producing them. Y'all don't make it seem like they're expensive. Y'all be getting y'all got coin.
I think the cheapest video I was able to do, or the most cost-effective video I was able to do, cost me around $1,000.
Wow. That's really considering how high quality your videos are, that's a good exchange.
Yeah, my girl gets down, Jade. Thank you so much, Jade Denton.
Jade, honey. Keep my sugar baby up and alive. Hey, Jade. Were you interested in doing Chasing full-time then, or were you only okay with kind of just keeping a toe in the water, or did you want to be full castmate?
To be honest, so a little exclusive tea. Are you ready? I don't even think I've ever even told you this.
You probably haven't.
So when I was doing G Status season 2, or that one was coming up, they were actually filming Chasing Atlanta season 3. And there was a producer at the time uh who actually asked me did I want to be a part of Chasing Reality. But me being the loyal bitch that I am, I stayed with G Status season 2, and you saw how that went. So I kind of wish
It
I would
went
have jumped
great, in
ship.
my opinion. I
Did
know
it?
personally it was a nightmare for you, but
It
it
actually
was,
wasn't a
it was
nightmare until the editing of it all happened, and it was just like constantly having to go and do confessionals weekly. That was a drain on my spirit. So
yeah.
yeah. I
What would you say
also
go ahead.
I was also yeah, no, I think that was pretty much the only time I did audition for. Well, I put in a tape. I ain't say audition,
Yeah.
but I put in not even a tape. I just sent in a form for season 5 of Chasing
Yeah.
Reality, Chasing Atlanta. But yeah, I didn't really put no effort into it, so they probably just skip right on past that. No tape, no nothing. I ain't sent in nothing, but to say, hey, my name is Tramel, and
Yeah.
just thinking I had some pull like that, and I didn't, so I got denied.
No, you're not. You know, I would love to see your freaking audition tapes.
Oh,
Hilarious.
oh my God, that first audition tape for G Status was a fool.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Ja, you need to upload that exclusively, girl.
Please do
Slide that
not.
to me on the
Oh, I
back
deleted
end.
that so fast. Oh
Slide
my
that to me on the back end, Ja.
God.
So with Ja, did you? I know that you said that you didn't. That you chose to be loyal because I know that G Status and Chasing were considered competitors, but did was there any legal obligation to stay with G Status? Like if you wanted to do both or swing in and out, could you have actually done that?
Actually, I could have, yes.
Okay.
Well, there was the obligation of not filming for another show for G Status
Okay.
if I had signed on. But if I didn't sign on, yeah, I could have definitely went and did Chasing
Chasing.
Atlanta season 3.
So what would you say is the difference in your experience between working with Ja and working with Andario?
I think Andario has more of a he has more of an efficiency when it comes to production, when it comes to actually putting the show out than Ja had. Ja was going through like y'all be upset about the, I understand, but y'all be upset about the 1 or 2 hours being late, or maybe like a day. We'll try like a month. One episode a
It was
month, or
bad.
every one
It
episode
was
every
bad,
2 months.
baby.
That first season
Wake
lasted
up
a
for
whole
real.
year.
Mm-hmm.
He put out 11 episodes, I think, for the first season of G Status season 1, and it took him a whole year. I think the first episode came out in like June, and the last episode came out in like December.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous. Like, this should not take you a whole year for a show to come out.
Because he too was also doing it on his own as well, for the most part, right?
For the most part, yes, but he also had his own formula of
Mm-hmm.
curating stories that,
Yeah.
based off of what the audience wanted. To be honest, he would read the comments and see what people wanted, so then he would do his confessionals with us around what he felt like people would want to see. So if y'all hated, I'm just gonna throw it out there, just this is just a scenario, it's not real.
Yeah.
But let's just say people said, oh, I really hate Tramel and I wish somebody would get him, then he would automatically like maybe get like the people in the other confession, like the other cast members, to like talk shit about me.
So that's interesting. So he was creating and shaping the storylines based upon how things were happening in real time. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Instead of
like just
creating a
following.
holistic story like with Chasing Reality, the story just forms at Chasing Reality and they just put it out as is.
Yeah,
Whereas although the story
he's going
happened
to keep
as
in mind
is,
like the
he would
comment section.
curate some of the
Mhm.
commentary around it to kind of like steer. We're
That's
really like
actually,
creating like a reality scripted type deal, kind of
yeah.
sort of. Not no shade to him, but it worked it worked in his favor.
Because I was going to ask you that. Like, do you? I mean, I know sometimes a formula like that may not work to y'all's personal benefit as castmates, but overall, do you think that it does work for the overall show to keep, because you're kind of giving the viewers a little bit of what they want, which obviously benefits the show because the viewers are going to be interested in seeing what they
Right.
want.
I think it's two things can be true at once. I think showing people exactly what they want to see, how they want to see it, um, even if it's curated to a
Yeah.
degree. I think that's great entertainment value for the people watching. They are definitely going to tune in for that. But also, there's a certain level of authenticity that comes with just letting the story be the story and you actually critiquing what's really happening versus, you know, a little wool over your eyes and getting what you want. It's like, I don't know. They both work in a sense, but it just really depends on what you're really looking for. Like, do you really know these people if, they're curating these situations, or, are you really enjoying it even if something happens that you don't like and they don't fix it to where you like it? If that makes sense. You're muted.
Oh, I'm so see. My camera is my computer's doing the most right now. It's too much going on.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Shit. Pearl says that Ja was receptive to feedback. Do you feel that is true? That Ja was very receptive to feedback?
He was so what you call feedback, I call personal preference. Was he receptive to all feedback? No, because when it came to that show being late, he wasn't receiving that. He was just like, he said, I'm gonna do it when I want and how I want and all this other stuff. So he wasn't receptive to that feedback. But if you didn't like someone on the show, or if it was like a personal bias that he would see in the still snitching with
Hey Carl, I'm gonna be dropping a link, Carl. So if you want to come up, boo, you are more than welcome.
right. So if he saw a personal bias, like if you
Yeah.
if you really didn't like me, I'm like I said, I'm using me as an example.
Yes.
If you really didn't like me, he would curate things to in a way to make me look worse than what I really look like, if that makes sense.
It
Just to
does.
satisfy a kind of id for the
Yeah.
audience.
And I can see how that could definitely be treacherous.
Yeah, it could be a little treacherous. If y'all thought I was a hoe, he would do everything in his power to make me look like a
To make
hoe.
you like a hoe.
Yeah, he will pull out every clip that
if
he
you
could
ain't have a
find. Ooh,
backbone,
baby, let me see. Let me catch.
Yeah.
Tramel touching this one person's hand or shaking his hand or giving a hug when they walk up, and that hug was a little too deep. I'm a slow motion that thing and have
Or
them
let
staring
me
at each other.
encourage you to ask other people on dates.
Yes, he would encourage that. And then when they say I'm a hoe, and he find out I actually talked to somebody that I actually liked on the cast, then all of a sudden I'm this big ass flirt, and I just try to talk to everybody.
Okay, so while
Everybody.
we're on G status, and we're going to do the same for chasing, what would you say was your worst moment of G status and your best moment of G status?
My best moment, I can start there because my best moment was definitely when my music videos for Single came out. That was my shit. And that really
Still my
took me
shit.
to a whole nother level. Like that video, I really appreciate. Now I will say this: Ja did his motherfucking thing by promoting that video for me, because that was still, of course, it's my most viewed video or whatever, but that really gave me like a opportunity to be seen in a different light, and I will always be appreciative of G status for that. My worst moment was when he made me look like I was crazy, and then I was just coming at Ike sideways when I told him I didn't want to film anymore because he had pissed me off. And so he made me look like I was crazy, and then he had the other cast members say, Tramel is just acting crazy. I don't know why he's acting like that. I'm like, bitch, I cussed you out and said I didn't want to film no more because you pissed me off. So why are you bringing this camera to my face? And he chops it up a little bit. And that was the start of people saying that I was difficult and mean and hard to work with. That was a part of season 2 that made me look like I was just a bitch.
My God. I really want to be on camera for you guys, but it is the system is glitching so bad, y'all, and I'm mad because I hate to get dressed and not be able to impress, because Miss YouTube is not letting the bitch be great again. So to hell with her. But okay.
But shout out to Ja.
Shout out to Ja. I was going to ask you, have you been in contact? Is Ja still around somewhere in spaces? Because he just kind of seemed to have vanished off the face of the earth.
When I tell you, I saw Ja 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. He did a play that I went to go see just to support, because Devon was a part of that play. Devon from
Yes.
Chasing Reality. He was
Shout
also
out to
on G
Vaughn.
Status. So he was in that play. And we went to go see it. Me and I think Carl and I forget who else went with us. But we went to go see that play. It was actually really good. And Ja was the one who was the executive producer of that play. He did a really, really good job. I told him how good of a job he did. He looked very nice. And,
Yeah.
you know, I think he's doing very well. I don't think he's going back to reality TV, but the lane that he's found, I think it was really good.
Because I was going to ask you, would you like to see G Status make a reemergence? And I believe that G Status actually is gearing up for a reemergence. They've been putting out some content and some footage and kind of talking about the origin story of G Status, what happened prior. I've seen
Conscious, I am so disappointed in you. They have
what?
a whole like 2 or 3 episodes out, I think.
Oh, of a new season?
Yes.
Oh, I'd see. I didn't even know that.
I know you didn't
Okay.
know. You're not a you do reality TV on you know when it finds you for real. To be
Yeah,
honest,
exactly.
it's
Okay.
gotta find you. I get it.
Wow.
But now
How are
I advise you to go watch the episode or two.
okay.
I haven't really kept up with it because you know what's
Okay.
been going on with me. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited for them. I don't have a problem with KL. I think KL is really cool. So you know, shout out to him.
Okay. So are the people on the season like people that we know, or all these like new faces, newcomers to the scene?
I think some of them are like I'll say web reality friendly people. Like
Okay.
they are familiar, but I don't think any
Okay.
of them have been on like a show for real. So
Would you ever be like? Would you ever return to the G Status brand if they asked you?
no,
To?
sir.
No. Why? Why?
I think yeah, that's just I think I've been burned by that brand before.
Okay.
Nothing against KL, but I've
Mm-hmm.
given them the ample opportunities. I've given them maybe like 3 years of my life,
Yeah.
3 or 4 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I do appreciate everything that, you know, I got from that brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely time for me to move on from that. So, you know, I left on a decent note. I left, you know, not hating nobody. So it's like don't go back to, you know, to stir the waters of what is already calm.
Let's go, little kitty cat. He don't want no more. Let's
He
go.
don't want
Let's
no more,
go, little
girl.
kitty cat.
I
All
don't want
right,
none of
honey.
those. But I do wish them well, and I hope that
Yeah.
you know it starts to you know birth more seasons and more shows over there because you know that was a very very heavy hitting brand over there.
Oh man, G Status was a titan, and I want somebody to literally, and I don't give a damn if anybody gets accused of stealing it. I want somebody to steal Jaw's style of shooting castmates because it was so fucking epic and cinematic. I would love people's intro scenes, like when there would be a scene and people was coming to the club or people was pulling up to talk to people. He would have them be in a slow motion. He would have these aerial drone shots. He would have this big bass, big titty music playing. It was just giving me my fucking life. And he probably was inspired by Love and Hip Hop because I know that they shoot scenes that way too, and it worked so fucking well. Like that was kind of like the thing that really plugged me in with G Status was the way that Ja was editing and shooting the show, and I just
Mm-hmm.
love those little tidbits when it comes to edits and production. It was really fucking epic. Okay, so what was your?
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you the secret there, and
Okay.
you might take it back. Now, I'm telling all they business. Uh,
Tell it.
so Job back then, although those shots were lovely, they were beautiful,
Yeah.
they were gorgeous, quality, very very high, very very in depth. All
Yes.
those aerial, you know, shots and slow
Given.
motions.
Yes.
When I tell you, every scene that we shot, for the most part,
Mhm.
I would say a good 80% of those shots, we had to do them 3 or 4 times.
I would imagine because it looked like that. Like you can
No,
tell that
I'm
it
even talking
was
about the
produced.
conversations because sometimes he would be the only cameraman.
Yeah.
So we would actually literally have to go through conversations twice, 2 or 3 times, so he can get
That's
2 or 3
crazy.
angles.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot.
it was hard to like remember everything that you
Yes.
said. It was kind of like reality scripted.
Yeah, it was acting, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a good fair bit of acting, although it was like our thoughts, but we have to remember exactly the thoughts that we said, and then all of
Yeah.
that gets chopped up and screwed. And it was hard to keep up with what you really said and what you really felt, and how the authenticity, and like, imagine that in a scenario, because I remember one time and I was very disappointed. It was like there was a situation where two cast members um were they were beefing, and we were supposed to be having a sit down to where we talked about it, and we kind of like made up or whatever, or they were making up. And he said he didn't like how they made up, so he made them do it all over again.
Oh, hell no,
So
baby.
like I said, it speaks to the authenticity of it all. It's like,
Hell no, baby. Baby, you got us
so
working way too hard for the lack of moolah, honey. No, ma'am.
like,
No, ma'am.
yeah, we said it was like this. I'm like, baby, at least
Absolutely
like
not.
at least let us have it for real, for real. But shout out to Ja. I tell you, he knows how to put together a
He
show.
does.
It was a show, but I'm not
Yeah.
saying all the scenes were like that. But it was like
Because
times
why
where
he
you was
just
just like,
didn't move around, Tramel? I mean, even though he's on the camera, I mean, he can just zoom the camera back and forth. He can do 360 rotations around y'all. I mean, he can work that camera.
no, not. It's not if you want to capture everybody's like facial expression. And then, oh my God, then he would have us do like facial expressions,
So he can edit
and
those
then
in.
he can insert them in weird places. Like if somebody said, "Oh, you're a fat ass bitch," and they would have me over in the corner going laughing, like, "Girl, I wouldn't laugh at that."
I'm screaming.
Or they say somebody got herpes, and I'll be like,
Oh my
giggling about
goodness.
it. Like, no, like that's not what's
Yeah,
happening here. Like,
yeah,
he
girl. I
would
ain't about
do
to have
shit
to make
like,
me look bad. Hell
huh?
no. Having
Yeah,
y'all getting canceled out here.
absolutely. We were
I'm
cancel
screaming.
worthy over there, baby. I tell you, swear to
I am
God.
screaming. My God. Yeah. G status could have been a beast. Like, imagine if Ja would have had all other things to do all other things with, because what he was already working with was working well. So if he just would have had all of the resources to like pay y'all, have a fully functional, competent team, G status would have been a beast.
It would
It
have
would have been a
been,
beast out there.
but
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, of course, Ja's not there anymore, and I
Yeah.
think they've found a different way of shooting, and it's a little bit more, streamlined as far as like the content.
Yeah.
I think they're more authentic this time. Not to throw those shade, but I feel like they're a little bit more like this is real life, and this is what happened, one take type
Right.
stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
good for them.
Reality. Yeah. Well, shout out to G status. I mean, Chasing got some competitors who are back on the block, and we're gonna see.
Hello.
We're gonna see how they respond.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So the same thing with Chasing. What would you say was your best moment and your worst moment of the season?
What was my best moment on Chasing?
Or what did you enjoy the most?
I truly enjoyed. Oh, what did I enjoy? I guess my best moment would have been going to North Carolina for that Pride event.
Yes.
It was really nice. It was a turn and burn. I was up in there and I was out of there. It started raining, but it was nice to perform. It was nice to get paid. And I was just ecstatic to just be outside with those people. You know what I'm saying? That was a powerful moment for me, as well as my listening party. Like, although it was chopped up a little bit, it was a little shorter than what it was, but it was nice to be surrounded by, people who truly cared for me and was just there to, just to have that experience with me.
Yeah.
My worst moment. My worst moment was definitely that Miami night when we got back and all that chaos started happening. That was definitely the worst.
Thanks to Carl.
I don't necessarily blame Carl for that.
The boat, rock the boat, rocking the boat. Oh, we know that Carl was the dynamite that night. Had Carl and got it popping, Miami would have just
fell flat.
Yeah, it just would have came and gone.
You know what? Unfortunately, Carl did do that, because that was the only conversation that we had that whole time we were there. The whole time we were there, we didn't talk about nothing. There was no story being pushed. There was nobody having conversations around what was going on for real, not with each other. There was no group dynamic. It was just like I was over here, we were all over here, one side, the elites versus the extras, I guess you want to call it. But no, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Like filming.
And what made it the worst, especially since you didn't get hit upside your head or knocked in the goddamn chest with a boot?
You said what?
For you, I said, what made it the worst for you since nobody went upside your head or smashed you in the chest with a boot?
It's just the chaos of it all. It was just
Mm-hmm.
it caused a lot of anxiety. A particular individual kept picking up dangerous items, threatening to throw them across the room at people, and yeah. And once it finally was over, then the tears come, and then you're trying to feel bad for somebody who is going through it in some capacity, but like you're threatening people, and it's just like I'm like, I have to threaten you to call the police on you for you to stop, which I did not want to do. And it's just like, because you're just running around attacking everybody. And I don't understand what the cause is for real. Because nothing is that serious.
Were you nervous that you were going to have to put a bitch in a chokehold that night as well? Like, were you like, if one of these girls put their fucking hands on me, I'm gonna have to regulate?
Well, I wasn't worried about nobody hitting or touching me.
Okay.
I was actually very tired, so I wasn't worried about shit. I was just like, I want to go to bed, and you gonna get the fuck up out of here one way or another. And I'm not about to fight with you and get thrown up in jail in fucking Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
So basically, if they would have jumped Carl, at most you would have just called 911 for your friend.
No, I would have that would have been a definite immediate situation. I'm talking about
Okay.
if you want to sit around and like threaten people all day, like no, I'm not doing that. You got your issue. It was a one-on-one type of thing, and after that, like okay, it's over. Nobody else is beefing up like that. It's just you.
How did that scene come to an end exactly? Like, how did
I threatened to call the police.
And y'all were living in separate Airbnbs?
Well, yeah, they were next door to each other, so we were neighbors.
Wow. Did Dominique's man ever come from out of the room? Like, did he ever get concerned about what the fuck was taking place?
Dominique had a man there?
Remember, I thought that they said that Dominique man was hiding out in the room upstairs when Dominique and Carl was. I forgot where I heard that from, but I thought his partner was there. No.
Oh, he was.
I heard somewhere that his man was there.
Nah, he was. No, he was actually really cool. Like I liked.
Oh, okay, so he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was upstairs doing, minding his business.
Oh, okay, but he wasn't touching that.
No, he wasn't touching that. That wasn't his bag.
Like, I'm letting the bitches fight.
Yeah, he looked like he could fight now, though. He looked like he a little fighter, but he was really cool. Mm-hmm. Like he was just there. He wasn't like with us, but he was with us.
Why do you think Dominique was acting like he needed that when Carl had already clarified that he wasn't speaking about Dominique, and yet Dominique decided to be a Trojan horse for his girls?
I think he was just trying to stand up for his friends, very stupidly, but I feel like he was trying to stand up for his friend. I thought it was like, girl, you trying to have an issue with Carl, I don't know, because you trying to take up for your friends. He knew Carl wanted to say something about him or to him, so I think he was just trying to get ahead of it. Dominique is very calculated. I will say that.
Yeah.
That bitch always got something up his sleeves, to be honest.
But trying to fuck another man's dick, allegedly, definitely requires some type of calculation. But shout out to Dominique and Troy.
Oh my God.
I love them down boots.
That was that.
But Dominique, he got hands and he got some feet too. Who do you think would have won in the melee between Carl and Dominique?
Oh, Carl would have definitely tore his ass up. Yeah, I'll say about Dominique.
It was looking like he knew Dominique that as well.
Fast hands. Dominique has fast hands. I will say he's a fast-handed type of bitch.
Yeah.
So he might get off some licks, but Carl is very sturdy. He's a very like ox type of nigga. And Carl got some strength behind those punches, so he'll throw sluggers versus like some pity pats, some skibbity paps. Dominique is a skibbity pap type of bitch, and Carl is more of a Shamu slugger type of hoe.
Yeah.
Raymond.
Hey Brains, hey Kitty, hey y'all, hey everybody. My God, today. Okay, so Miami, what's the worst? Did Nova get hit as hard as she made it seem? Because I don't even remember the shoe making contact with her, but she claims that her chest was caved in. She had to get reassignment surgery for her titties, and she get new boob job, and she came out there leaking silicone. Like, did you see the actual impact, and was it as bad as she made it seem like it was?
Yeah, the heel of the boot hit her square in the chest, for real.
Damn.
And she did have a little mark, like it was a little bruise there on her chest, like right up under her collarbone.
Ooh. Oh, he would have had to run me for my reparations, baby.
Yeah, he apologized to her, and she
Yeah,
knew
you
that
can
it wasn't
apologize to
for
me
her, but
financially, baby. That's the only form of apologies I take is currency, honey.
yeah,
Run me them reparations. Jesus.
yeah, that boot did
Okay.
hit her.
Did you feel like your chase was successfully captured on this
I
season?
I do. My music has definitely went up. The streams have went up. I've gotten a lot of recognition from it. I do appreciate chasing for, just the Andario, he really pushed us to like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, promote your stuff, promote your stuff, promote your stuff, promote your stuff. If you have something,
Yeah.
give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. And I really do appreciate, that's that energy around making sure that, and he would always check in like, how is this doing? How's that doing? How is this promotion? Like, how did this work for you? Do you have anything else? Like, do you have? So as much as people try to say like it was the piece of drama and the drama, that's all that
Yeah.
Chasing cares about, it's really not.
It's really not.
Like
Wow.
he really was just like, do you have anything? We want to capture whatever you want to capture as far as like your chase and like, just vulnerable moments of things that you care about, and just how do you want people to see you? Like I do appreciate the
Yeah.
driving of the story in your own way, self-driven.
Oh, nice. So he really cares about you guys having like a very full story, not just capturing the salacious moments, but every, as much as y'all actual story and journey as possible.
Right. Yeah, and I do appreciate that because like I said, he be doing check-ins. He actually gave us a whole like a little script, not a script of like, okay, you need to show this, and this. Where's the chase? Where's the chase at? Where, do you have any vulnerable things that you want to talk about? Like anything that bring people into your world? Like what do you got?
Oh, a producer with a heart, a creator with a heart.
He do got a heart. He got it's
Okay, so with
it's
that
in
being
there.
said, from your perspective, does Andario get a bad rep? Like, because I be hearing the conversations around Andario. It's like mixed reviews. Like what would you say is your experience of Andario?
My experience of Andario is just knowing that we are in a specific dynamic right now, and he is cool.
Yeah.
And you can talk to him as long as you come to him fairly and you come to him in enough time. He can get whatever you need done, as long as they're truly, as long as it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think where people go wrong, and what I will say is from what I've seen, the people who've had problems with him is that they forget what the dynamic is. Like at the end of the day, this is a business and he has to be a businessman, and if you aren't really doing your part of that business, then you guys he's going to tell you. And he's very, very honest about, hey, you're not picking this up and you're not doing this, like what's going on with that. And most of the time I feel like those people did not have the answers, or they felt like they were big in the program and that they didn't have to answer to it. And so then comes the resentment, and then comes the lies, and then comes oh, I have to, and Dario did this to me, and Dario, I'm like, I've seen it all. So I was kind of like, I know where I fit. I know where I'm supposed to be. I know what I want to do. I know what he's asking of me. And so, child, I just do my jam, and he puts out what I need. And that is the dynamic that I feel like he tries to cultivate with people. Although we have laughed, and I've laughed with everybody on production or whatever, they're all cool to me. But at the end of the day, I know that we are doing business. We're exchanging things. So yeah.
I think that okay. So see, that's very important. I know that not like when it comes to dynamics of reality TV and cast and producer dynamics, that not everybody understands those dynamics. You seem to have a very mature understanding of what expectations are appropriate. Like this is a job. Y'all are here creating art and creating content, and that this is a business. I don't know if everybody else understands that point, but you seem to. And with that being said, so I know that because social media is a thing, and I know that all of the cast has made their rounds on various panels and are even to some degree in various levels of relationship to other content creators. Do you think that is good for talent and or producers and media to be in relationship, or do you think that hinders things? Do you think it helps things? What is your thoughts around media and talent trying to forge relationship and have access to each other?
I think if you are mature enough to handle, because at the end of the day, media, for me, media has their own, like they have their own job to do and they have their own fan base to satisfy. And sometimes they might want you to be a little bit salacious. They might want you to rip a bitch a new one that you might speak to regularly, or you might call friend every now and then. You might have to, chop that bitch up a little bit, and so for me, the way I'm able to handle those dynamics, usually, I will say usually, is, bitch, I'm not gonna watch your shit if I know you have to talk about me. I
Yes.
give you that autonomy, because if I don't see it, I don't know it, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as you come to me respectfully, if you have something that you want to say to me directly, then that's cool. If you want to give me some constructive criticism, like I would take it from somebody like you. Like if you come to me and be like, "Oh, Tramel," because we've had talks, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can take that from you because I know that you won't have me out here looking like, oh, bitch.
Yeah.
And then you would cuss me out to your people and be like, bitch, you got me that. You see Tramel, he just dumb as fucking da da da. He old as fucking. I like, don't do that, because I know you wouldn't do that to me. But you would come to me honestly and tell me what's going on. But at the same time, if you were to do that, I would never see it, because if I know you're supposed to talk about me, I ain't gonna go over there because I already know what time
and
it is
gaslight
supposed
yourself.
to
You be
be.
like, yeah, I'm about that.
Yeah, I'm about of that. So I give you that autonomy to talk about me. Me personally, I give you that autonomy to talk about me in a light that you have to in order to satisfy your, your audience's, thirst, I guess, if you want to call it that, or their appetite for, deliciousness.
For sure.
But some people aren't able to do that. They just conflate like what's going on with them and their friendship, and they get into these spaces where, bitch, you owe me something, and you've been talking to me about this, and now you done took my kindness for weakness and all this other stuff. And I'm like, damn, y'all really should have just, kept that separate.
Okay, so speaking of that, the reason why I'm asking you that is because there's apparently a lot going on between Andario and another reviewer and platform by the name of TTV Network. Shout out to TTV. And I know that Andario and TTV, have a relationship. They've spoken about how they, have access to each other. They have communications behind the scenes. Also, Andario has hit TTV's panels. I've seen him on some of the recent panels, and there's something that's transpiring. And it looks like there's been some breakdown in communication. These are some screenshots from TTV's community wall. So one of those posts reads, "I'm choosing me. It doesn't mean I'm against him, as in Andario. Genuinely, I wish him and his platform the best, and I do not want his name being slandered by any of the cousins. If you have an opinion on his content, that's one thing, but personal attacks and digs about him personally, when you do not know him personally, is not okay, and I do not rock with it at all. It's forever all love, Buki." And then this is a meme. Well, not a meme, but it's a caption: setting healthy boundaries and protecting my peace doesn't equate to being enemies with anyone. It's forever all love. How I choose me. And then there was this 3 days ago when the part 3 had dropped, and this was after part 3 of Y'all's Reunion had dropped. He said, "This will be my last review when it comes to the Chasing Reality platform. I wish that platform nothing but continued success. I'll review part 3 whenever I get to it. I was going to do the review today, but since it'll be the last review I ever do regarding Chasing Reality content, I want to make sure it's a good one for y'all, so I'll get to it. Just give me some time, Buki. Enjoy y'all's weekend." And then there was this: "Y'all are not about to play on my effing time. This entire channel was threatened. If I continue to do my reviews the way I've been doing them, I have used footage from Chasing in my reviews, and I was threatened, okay? So I had two options. I could delete all of the content that you all love, or I could pivot and stop reviewing the platform. So if you have a problem with me, I'm not reviewing that platform instead of coming for me. Contact the effing owner respectfully. Do not disrespect him, and ask him to let me do my effing job. If I could go back in time, I would have never ever used clips from his platform on my channel, but I did. So instead of playing these YouTube legal wars with that man, I am choosing my peace. Now leave me be alone about it. So it is going down Barbie between TTV, yeah, and Andario. Do you have any thoughts or any insight on what's going on here, and what are your feelings about what's transpiring between him and Andario?
I have no clue as to why or what is going on with them. That's not really my zhuzhwazi, but I will say is that I feel like TTV has come down here a couple of times, and him and Andario were like really cool. Like they was close. They would talk. They would talk to each other. But I don't know. But he was supposed to be like a producer on Chasing Orlando, or he sat with Andario while he was like editing the show, and they sat up for hours just chit chatting. They be talking like so. I don't know. Maybe this is a way to save their friendship, and I guess he feels like I would rather have the friendship than to, get into it with my friend about his show or whatever the case may be. But I just think it's unfortunate that he feels like he can't review the show in peace, I suppose. So I really don't know. I don't know what kind of dynamic they got going on right now. I can't say.
So we've been to see, since apparently they are arguing right now in real time.
They arguing in the post. Oh,
yeah. So I'm gonna go under this post. We finna be nosy. Let me see. Because now he got a lot of comments underneath the post I just read. Let me see. Okay, so okay, let me pull this up in real time so you guys can see this. We can talk about this in real time. My God, today this is because before we get there are a lot of reviewers who are falling back off of Chasing. I know that Chad in the chat was like, Ja is better at taking constructive criticism, not so much Andario. And I know that there's another reviewer named Harviana who also is saying that this would be his last time ever reviewing. He's tired of the politics and the logistics and the bullshit, and feel like he gotta kiss ass and he gotta like strip down what he feels just to stay in good graces with people. When, to your point, all he feels he's doing is his job. Just like Andario has a job to do, and y'all have a job to do, and everybody has a job to do. And so a lot of reviewers are like falling back. I'm not sure if that's a positive thing in this sense. And I do hope that, the squads can get it together, because, media and talent kind of work hand in hand. So I would hate the reviewers to not be in a good place with any producer from any network, because I think it can be a very sentient, rewarding, mutually rewarding, exchange, if everybody can just maintain the communication and the maturity and kind of play their role. So it's kind of really unfortunate that this is really going down this way. I'm going to show you all the comment section. Let me make sure I don't have anything. Memories, blue. Okay. All right, this is the comment section over in TTV's channel, and Andario is pinned up here. It says, "Why are you lying?" And that was 6 hours ago. Okay, so let's get into this. Jesus Christ. Andario says, "Did you not tell me on May the 5th that you are no longer reviewing this F-ass show because of our conversation that I'm not going into details about? Tell truth before I do." TTV responded and said, "Andario, I'm lying? ? Did I say that before or after you threatened my platform? You've threatened this platform multiple times privately, and you did it publicly in my chat during the last review. I'm not a liar. I've never been a liar. Do not sit on this internet and act like you didn't do that multiple times. You also called me a liar in your Chasing chat during the last episode of the reunion when a viewer asked me if you took away my wrench, and I responded saying yes, and you called me a liar. Stop playing with me. Do not play with me. I am not the person you want a war with. I have been nothing but respectful regarding me no longer covering your platform. Hashtag talk to me nice."
Okay.
Let's continue to see what happened here. All right, so Andario responds an hour later and says, "TTV, I said it after because you wanted me to praise you for the engagement you made off of my reunion clip that I didn't ask for. You expected me to respond with the congratulations after going off at me the weekend before. I came at you nice about my concerns, and instead you dismissed me, but expect me to continue to F with you after that disrespect? No, sir. I also didn't say anything after I took your wrench away. You responded back to whomever saying, quote, you don't care when you don't use it anyway, which is a lie because I have seen you delete and block users before. Then he responds again. I told you the wishy-washy-ish I can't deal with, but I'm not going to stop you from doing your job. I'm just going to stay out of it. You proceeded with, out of respect for me, I'm not going to review the show. That is a decision you made. I also said there is no love lost. Read your text from how you disrespected me, telling me to shut the F up, and so on, all the way to the messages on the 5th, along with reminiscing the phone call where I told you how you've been acting. TTV responds and says, wrong. You said it before and after. You said this ish to me multiple times, my ninja. You do not gaslight. Oh, you said this ish to me multiple times, my ninja. Do not gaslight me. I am not delusional or crazy. And praise? Are you insane? I text you joking around about a post going viral, and I jokingly said to you something about it, and you caught me screaming at the top of your lungs. And regarding that wrench, me using the wrench features a total of 5 times at the most is me not using it. Let's be so effing serious. How long have I had that wrench? I barely ever use the features for it because I do not give a F. Sir, stop playing with me. And another thing, you text me nice while I was live with JT, and I told you multiple times I was live with her playing a game. So yes, I dismissed you. You wanted me to completely stop what the F I was doing to respond to you. The world doesn't revolve around you. So yes, I dismissed the F out of you.
Oh my God.
By God. Andario responds, let me say it again. How do you expect me to be cool with you when you literally disrespected me the weekend before I said that? You randomly text me the day after saying, quote, I promoted your season 7 reunion to over 200K people. You're welcome. Passive aggressive, expecting me to kiss your ass after that disrespect. That's why I got on the phone call and went off on you. Now, the reason I will not disclose until you do. You expect me to be friends with you offline, but be okay with the disrespect you give me up on these panels and headlines about those talking about me and lying about it, and get up on panels and backstage with the same people that dogged you out talking about me. I had every right to go off the way I did because you're fake as hell. I gave you the respect by saying I'm just going to stay out of it. And what did you say? Quote, I'm just going to stop posting because I respect you. Boy, what? You disrespected me first, bro. Then you took my wrench away, and now you're mad because I took yours. I'm just your mirror, honey. Isn't that what you tell me?
Oh, Lord.
Baby, they're dragging down boots. Andario says, and you're an ass. It's not wishy-washy. I have a job to do. Just because I was your friend doesn't mean I'm going to go live and kiss your ass, homie. If I see some ish I don't like, I'm going to say it. I'm not a child. You can't call me out for how I've been acting. Who the F are you? Nobody. And I told you to shut the F up and stop texting me because I was live with JT and couldn't deal with you in that moment. But you didn't listen and you kept texting me. So yes, I told you to shut the F up. Andario says, exactly. You have a job to do. So what did I say? I said, I'm going to respect your job and move on, period. I said on the video last week, don't post my clips then because you were going off on me on that live for no reason. So if you feel like that's the reason why you were not reviewing my platform, then you need to think of what caused that response. Have an awesome day. Have the awesome day you deserve. TTV says, you're such a gaslighter. I took away your wrench first. Again, another lie. You took mine away. Then I took yours away. Then you gave me my wrench back, and I never gave you back yours. Let's tell the facts, please, and thank you. And now you're playing in my face about that text when you know for a fact since we already... since we already had this conversation, sir, that I was joking. I text you that jokingly. I said this to you because you always call or text me complaining about something I've done. So I jokingly text you like, look, a post I made with your platform in a headline is going viral. You didn't take it as a joke and you caught me yelling, but I told you several times it was literally a effing joke because it was. I never expected you to kiss my ass. Are you insane? And regarding the backstage moment, since you publicly want to bring that bullshit up, let's go there. You should be ashamed of yourself. You weren't backstage. You were told information that you ran with instead of calling me about it. And instead of being an adult and talking to me about it, you held that in. There's nothing fake about me. I've never aired you the F out publicly when I could have. I've never done that to you ever. I've remained loyal to you throughout this entire ordeal. And again, you've told me multiple times before and after our conversation on the May 5th that you would attack my platform. Yes, you did. If you don't remember that, that's on you, but I will never forget. Andario replies and says, after you was nasty to me that weekend, it was nothing coming back from that. Have an awesome day. You deserve. I'll see you posting about LA soon. TTV says, LMAO, you love gaslighting. Like you told me on May 5th that you would let me do my job and that you wouldn't be in my chat harassing me. You wouldn't watch or hop on my live at all. You would let me work. And you said this to me after I told you I will no longer be reviewing your show, correct? Yet last week, you hopped your ass in my chat and threatened my channel publicly. And then you clicked the link and joined the live. So you lied. Stop playing with me, child. And it just goes on. He calls him a big baby. Says you owe me an apology, point blank. Sit with yourself. Do the work, honey. Do the work. Tramel, what the is going on?
So,
God,
girl, I don't know.
The hell is it for a moon? Retarded. Oh my God. This is too much. You got the fans are even jumping in, honey. Miss Ray Ray up in here, girl.
Oh my God.
It's a lot. Wow. Does this hinder or hurt? Like
does it hinder? I think two things can be true at once. I think chasing reality will always be a machine that will always run, because I don't remember who said it, and you know what? I think it was actually TTB that said this, that chasing is, the episodes are getting like 40 to 50,000, well, between 40 or 50,000 this like per episode views, and the reviews are only getting like 2,000 or 3,000 like views. So it's kind of like, yes, it's nice to have that machine behind you to say, okay, yeah, these people are keeping conversations going and talking about your show and doing the lives. Like that is always great. It's always every piece of promotion is always welcomed, and marketing for me is like, yeah, baby, keep talking about that. That's why I don't go up in nobody's live talking shit. Like I ain't got no time to be telling you what you can and can't talk about. Girl, talk about me. You can dog me out as long as people come buy my shit. That's fine. But
free and full promotion. I know that's real.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think like a reviewer saying that I'm gonna stop reviewing your stuff, that shouldn't like be the, hey, that's the end all be all, because to be honest, there will always be another reviewer, there will always be another situation. There are other reviewers there's a lot of reviewers for the show, but it's like you don't want to lose a bunch of them, but you also can't be worried about like whether you lose them or not, to be honest, to be fair.
Honest. Oh my God, they need to hit
But TTV, like, I mean, baby, it was a mutual situation for them. Like TTV talked about everything chasing related. So there's like two other franchises that he won't be able to talk about no more. Like, are you really not going to do anything chasing? Like, you're not going to talk about none of the cast members. You're not going to talk about anything that has to do with chasing or anybody who was on there anymore, or you just not reviewing the show? Are you still going to talk about what happens with the people outside the show? Like, I think that needs to be
established
a thing.
Somebody said that TTB is filming Chasing New York. So is he a castmate or he's a producer?
I think they're trolling.
Oh, okay. You know
they
what?
Trolling Bookie.
Y'all need to cut it. Oh my God. Somebody talking about adjusting our binge-worthy's revenge. Jesus Christ.
We need your input, Justin.
You know somebody eating popcorn right now, child. Somebody is eating popcorn.
Oh, they love to eat the popcorn, baby.
Oh God. So before we get more into season 7, I wanted to ask you quickly about your music. You have been accused of being Tramel Dale, of being accused of Tramel Del Rey, of producing rather sad, morbid, suicidal music. How do you feel about these reviews?
Yes, baby. They said this music is sad as fuck. I don't want to listen to none of that now. I think of what I've always spoken. I've always written from a place of where I was in a particular time of my life.
Yes.
So it was kind of like, baby, I want to be sad. I'm a sad person. I hope somebody. I wanted to help people. Like at the end of the day, I want people to hear that. Hey, this is me. This is what I'm going through, and I hope it helps somebody else. But baby, when I tell you I am not sad no more, I am in the happiest space in my life currently. So the music that I'm going to make going forward will be reflective of that. I actually want to do more like more pop, trap, soul type music. You know, I'm actually looking into a lot of different avenues of music. Like I want to make emo music, you know, punk rock. You know, I want to do a lot of different things. I want to incorporate a lot of different things, and I also want to make musical content that is more powerful. Like I have this idea, I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Offline. You can, so you can know what I'm working with. But like I just really want to make content that brings people joy and no more sadness, because I'm not sad no more. You know, so I was never really that sad to begin with, but you know, going through a breakup and getting over it or whatever, I just wanted to sing about that. Of course, I won't never say I won't make another sad song, but Bookie, I'm about to get my ass up here and have a little bit of fun. And the music that I've written so far and recorded, that shit is, you know, it's different. It's different for me. And I like the new lane that I'm going into.
Hey man, okay, so you're transitioning from Out of Your Velvet Rope to your All For You album.
Hell yeah, I'm all for you, Bookie.
I'm dating, I'm outside.
I'm having sex.
Oh yes, honey, we are painting the town red on period.
Yes, we're painting the town red, baby. I'm a demon, honey.
People are so dramatic though. Like I purchase your music, I'm a fan of your music, I buy your music. I've never felt like your music was just downtrodden. Woe is me. Where is the Prozac? I am one chapter away from ending it all. It's never given that. Your music has always been a vibe. It's always been sexy, grown, introspective. Your music to me has like a really retro, modern, kind of like Maxwell-y vibe to me. It's very grown, it's very sexy, it's honest music, it's transparent in terms of your lyrical style. But it's, you know, they're just never giving me like, damn girl, like I can't, like, girl, this gonna trigger me. Like I'm gonna be in the middle of traffic listening to Tramel.
But from what I gather, honestly, this is like no shade to like the people's palate on, you know, that watch, you know, this type of these type of shows. I think they're looking more for like a rap style, like a more of a like a, you know, upbeat, up tempo. Like they look for shit to be happy and fun, and you know, we're in a lit society where everybody's, you know, trying to turn up and all this other stuff. So you know, of course, they don't be wanting to hear about some bitch crying in the corner. You know, they only want to get that from Summer Walker, and she ain't even really pushing it like that no more either. So it's kind of like, you know, you just got to go with the times. And I'm going. I always go. I don't even go with the times. I go with what makes me feel where I'm at feelings wise. You know, I'm going. But I'm happy. I'm healthy. I want to talk about. I want to sing about having sex.
Yes.
I want to sing about having fun. I want to sing about partying, drinking. You know, being around some cool people. You know, I want to sing about that type of shit. You know,
on your Kesha shit. Walking up the side, feeling like I miss that type of pop.
Yes, me too.
Like upbeat, just, you know, shooting the shit. Let's just start chaos today.
I am inspired by Maya. Have you heard Maya's new album, Retrospective? You need to get up into that. She is bringing it back, Bookie. I'll tell you, Mama she is sending it.
Ooh, Oh, I didn't even know she had a new. I know she's been performing her ass off everywhere, but I didn't know she had a new record. Okay,
Oh yes, that shit just dropped like I think last week, and that shit is banging. Okay, I listened to the whole thing. That shit is good. She's kind of taking the route of like Renaissance from Beyonce. Like she's making like some. It's like 70s with a little touch of 80s going on, some 90s vibes. You know, it's good, and it's not sad music, but it's like it's nostalgic. She got me going.
Okay, I'm about to check that out. Because I haven't heard nobody talk about it. So you're the first person who's kind of giving me like a dissertation of it. I'm gonna definitely have to check out my dub. Okay. So speaking of that, are there any future dates for any releases? Like when can the people be expecting another visual or a new drop from you?
I'm taking my time this time. Okay. Well, I've always taken my time, but I'm working it out. I have like 2 or 3 songs that are recorded already. Okay. That are going for the vibe that I want to, but I'm still just playing it out and just working it out. So I'm thinking maybe, joggers, fall time, maybe I might drop something else. I'm just gonna see. We're gonna see. But visual wise, I actually, like I said, I got this idea for some content that I want to make that I feel like is going to be really good for like mental health for men. So I'm trying to work that out, and I'll tell you about it later. Nice. But as soon as I get it to fruition, then y'all will see it.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Before we move on, anybody that you would love to work with right now? Like, is there anybody on your radar that you're like, oh, I want to collaborate. I need that. I gotta have that.
Oh, actually, there's 2 people that I want to work with that I plan to work with even still. Sammy, I want to work with Sammy so much. I've always wanted to work with Sammy, even though, he hates me a little bit sometimes. He's not my friend. No, but no, Sammy's cool. I want to work with him.
It's okay.
I want to work with him because I think he's very, very talented. And, I want to make, like I said, I want to make fun music, and he's definitely down for the good times. And I definitely want to make a song with Althea. I love the way she sings. Me and her have talked about it, and I actually had a beat for her that I think would perfectly match the vibe that she has. And, I can incorporate, try to get down on where she at, and learn a little something from her because she definitely has a style of her own. And, I'm trying to get into it with her.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I can't wait for that. I think Althea is sickening. So you and her together, I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner than it did since you guys know each other outside of the show.
Well, it took me like some time because Althea got her stuff going on. I had my stuff going on. My stuff was, depression, and hers was just being a mother. So we couldn't get it together. But I think we're both in good spaces now to like finally do it.
Nice, that's exciting. Okay, I look forward to that. Well, tell people where they can find your music at, where it's all available.
You can find it everywhere on all streaming platforms at Tramel, Tramel. Just look me up. Please spell my name correctly because, baby, you won't find me if you don't. And you might see like another Tramel or 2, but they ain't me. And y'all see my face everywhere.
Oh, so speaking of Althea, we know that she and her storyline have been a huge part of this season. And even though the show has wrapped and the reunions are all concluded, that obviously the conversations and discussions and dissertations are living on and living on and living on and living on and living on. And I know when you were here last time, there was a big conversation around Althea and Nova and transphobia and colorism and racism. There's been so many comments and just so many criticisms against Althea, against Nova, against the cast, against everything and everybody. Everybody's kind of getting chewed up right now. And I know that recently Althea posted to her YouTube community wall to pretty much tell people not to defend her in the name of being transphobic. And this was the PSA that she put out. Do you mind if I read this super quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Althea said, PSA, I want to say something respectfully and honestly to everyone watching. Please stop with the transphobic comments. I know a lot of you are passionate viewers, and I completely understand that people have opinions, frustrations, and strong feelings. Trust me, I was the one actually living through these moments in real time. I experienced things firsthand, not just through edited clips or social media conversations. So I do understand where some emotions are coming from, but there's a difference between expressing disappointment and using language that causes harm. At the end of the day, we are all adults. If you want the cast to truly hear your concerns, understand your frustrations, and be receptive to criticism, then the conversations have to come from a place of communication instead of cruelty. When things become hateful or deeply personal, the message itself gets lost. Every single person involved in this platform matters. The cast, production, everyone working behind the scenes from beginning to end, and especially the viewers. You all create value for us as a whole, and none of this exists without that connection between everyone involved. We can disagree, we can hold people accountable, we can have difficult conversations, but we can also do it with humanity. The world is already heavy enough, and it feels like it's only getting harder. Let's not contribute more emotional and mental turmoil to one another when we have the ability to educate, communicate, and grow instead. And please remember to vote on May 19th. Even one step forward, better is still a step forward. With love, Althea. And I know that you also shared and reposted this message as well. What are now your feelings and thoughts around the critiques, no matter how harsh or how reasonable, or what do you now say to all of this controversy surrounding the season?
Well, for this particular moment, Alfia posting that, I think I commented on it and I said, girl, that was beautifully said. You said that shit. I've always told Alfia, I was like, girl, you was a strong woman. Like, I don't like, I think the narrative about her being perceived as like weak is like, that is something that Alfia has never been to me. She was always a strong woman to me. And I don't want people to think that she was just like weak and balled up in a corner or whatever. And she wasn't. But also, I can definitely understand how the emotions have run high for people. And what they are seeing is something that did play out. It did play out, and some things were hyper focused on. And I do think that accountability was definitely given in certain spaces, but it was not shown, fully on camera. Because, like I said, I've had conversations with Nova about the things that she said, just trying to gauge like where she was, like me not being like a complete friend to her and not really knowing her that well. I still had a conversation with her, and although it didn't happen on camera because we had wrapped filming and I'm watching the show just like everybody else, it's like, damn, girl, what did you say that for? Like, girl, what is that? What that about? Like, and she explained it in her way. I was like, well, girl, you can't say stuff like that. You can't say stuff like this. You and when she apologized, it was like, okay, I'd already told her that, girl, they might not like you still, but even though you explained it, they still might like. She was very understanding of, child, these people don't like me, and I did what I did, and she knows that she did wrong. Like, so I think that the issues between Althea and Nova were pretty much isolated, in my opinion. They were isolated to two people arguing, but the overall issues with Nova were something more polarizing and something that I feel like people definitely should have focused on more, like those issues. And I do see like where conversations could have been had, but at the end of the day, like we were all in our own like minds about what issues we had with other people. I know I had minds. It was hard for me to think about Nova when I got like 2 or 3
Because
people
I
wanting
pulled
to
the
slap me.
motherfucking because I got the motherfucking file on you, bitch.
Huh? Yeah, I got the file.
People are living for that moment. I got the
Like,
motherfucking file on you, bitch.
Nova did come for Althea, like in a way that was like, girl, I didn't expect you to come for Althea, because Althea's like super sweet and she don't bother nobody. She really literally was just like there, just pumping her, doing her thing, chilling. But like, okay, so it did happen, and I'm glad that they were able to come to some kind of like agreement to move forward in the end. And I was hoping for like maybe more moments of them actually getting to know each other versus, the separation that happened between them. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of Althea for coming out of it, on the other side, with her head held high, and she's doing what she needs to do for herself and controlling her peace. And that's what I've always wanted for her. And as far as Nova is concerned, hopefully she's learned a lesson of like, girl, you don't play with people on TV. And
Yeah.
that's all it was like, girl, because this is gonna follow you for a long time. And girl, ain't nobody can't nobody help you with that.
And first
Definitely
impression.
can't. Girl, I told that girl, I said, girl, this shit is coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming hard. You better stay your ass about them comments because they
Mm,
gonna tear your ass up
and
because you didn't do it right. You just did wrong the whole time.
yeah. Oh, we have a comment here. Tramel, are you concerned that you'll be shunned by the cast and production if you do a song with Althea? Because some viewers feel like Althea is being blacklisted from chasing, even though, from my understanding, Althea is choosing to just not come back. She's not per se being banned or whatever. But how do you feel about the response from maybe your castmates like Tony, who is very grieved right now by
Yeah.
Althea? How do you think she will respond to you working with Althea and being interested in maintaining a professional and personal relationship to her?
Well, like we always say, we are all grown here and we can all have our relationships apart from each other. I think people are conflating their, I guess, the unity of a cast, as we should be a family, with the fact that if you have that one cousin that just left the family, that just
Yeah.
went no contact, there might be still that one cousin that gonna still go talk to that cousin. And although I'm talking to this cousin, y'all not gonna be mad at me. I think, to be perfectly honest, everybody still communicates with Alfia. I think y'all think that Alfia is not talking to anybody, but I would have to say that I think she's talking to people still. Like, they still communicate. Alfia doesn't have any real beef with anybody. She's just, she's just she talks to whoever gonna talk to her, and I'm
Correct.
gonna work with her, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I will say that it would be interesting because we know that they made up after part 1 and part 2, and then even though they still had to address some things with each other, it seemed that they still kind of ended up getting back to being okay. So it would be interesting to see them on a different type of time.
Yeah.
On season 8, it would be interesting to see them getting along and kind of them getting past their stuff. I know, to your point, that Nova kind of she has her own. She has some other stuff too that she just got to work out with the public outside of Althea. But yeah, it would be interesting to see them navigate after all of this and attempting to kind of just be okay and maybe work on some type of a friendship or association. I did drop the link. You guys, we have about 15 minutes. So if you guys are coming, you have to come now. If you have questions or comments for Tramel, you are welcome to hit the link. If there are cast members in the chat, you're welcome to come up. If production is in the chat, you're welcome to come up. Viewers, you guys have had a lot to say. We want y'all to get it all out because this is probably it, for season 7, girl, in terms of the conversation. So if you have anything that you want to compliment Tramel on, if you want to come up and encourage him, if you want to
Cuss
fluff
me
up his
out.
ego and tell him if you want to fluff up his ego and tell him how fine he is and how much big D energy he been giving this season, come up here, girl. If you're going to ask him anything particular about the season, once again, I'm going to drop the link again. Come up here, sound off, and pose your questions. As we wait to see if people hit the link, you can continue to emote, Tramel, if you are having more to say as it relates to surviving the.
I do want to
comment
address
section,
Kathy
essentially.
Lemon. Okay, so does family sit on a live with producers and label family as transphobic, Tramel? My family is homophobic, and I still love them. So, a family is a people of understanding. Like, I don't think that I don't think Alfie is transphobic. She has said I'm pretty sure a lot of us have said transphobic things in our lives before, and we just have to learn. I think, the fact that she was able to step out of her comfort zone and say, "Hey, please don't do this on my behalf." She's given a call to action for other people. I think that's beautiful.
Step in the right direction for sure. Yeah.
This is a step in the right direction. She's just trying to tell y'all, just don't be transphobic. So that is a step in the right direction, always, forever, in my book.
Yeah. Do you feel like Tony is putting 20 on 10? Do you think that some of that is unnecessary, or do you understand where Tony is coming from?
Like, two things can be true at once, though, because from Tony's vantage point, like I said last week, she wanted a specific action from she gives so Tony's the type of person to give grace to people, even if they do something that she doesn't deem like Correct. Like even with like Noel and his transphobic comments towards Nova, Althea said something, but she apologized for it, and Noel apologized for it. But Althea did. Well, they I guess they posted a video of Althea saying that she deserved to, she if she called her a man, she deserved to be called one in the heat of the moment, and she apologized for that again.
Yeah, she did.
But by then, I think Tony wanted to get to that place of like, girl, if you're cool, you won't say those types of things at all. Those won't be a thought process. And so I think that particular thing was kind of like, okay, that's a trigger for her. So I understand it, but I also understand where Alfie is coming from. Like, I was in the moment, I'm passionate, and that's what I said. I said that when I said it, and I meant it, and that's cool. Like, girl, y'all going at it. You going at it with a girl, and that's where you want to be. That's what you wanted to say at the time. Nova was fucking with you, and
Yeah.
you wasn't fucking with her, and she said some fucked up shit to you. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Nova said some fucked up shit to Althea. Even stuff like, like even in group messages, like that shit was a mess, and I was getting very sad by it. I was just had to
Yeah.
exit, stage left, and I know Althea was just kind of like, "Girl, I just want this shit to be over."
Because it seemed like Tony got thrown off by Althea's inconsistency. Like, I know on the reunion, Tony said, if two girls are battling, I'm mature enough to just not really internalize anything two girls are saying when they both are going low. They're just going to hell with it.
Right.
It is what it is. I say out of that. But then I think because Althea actually apologized for going there with Nova in that way, then Tony adjusted her expectation out of Althea. So then fast forward when Althea doubled down on misgendering Nova, that's what Tony was holding Althea accountable for. Like, wait, you apologized for this, and you know, acted as though you understood that you were wrong and you were inappropriate, and that you didn't have to say that in your battle with her. So, but now you're on a panel and you're saying, I meant it, and yeah, you said this, so I did this. So really, which one is it? So that I'm clear about whether that's what you think you can do and you're going to do when you're in a battle with a girl, or if you have learned the error of thy ways and that's just not a place you're going. I think that's what threw Tony off. Like, okay, well, you kind of now giving me another expectation because you are doubling down on the fact that you meant to say it, but you can't really argue that while also saying you apologize. Like, either you apologize and you're sorry and that's what the narrative is going to be, or you meant to, and if you meant to, more than likely, if you have to again, you will.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. I think Tony just wants that
She want to be clear.
knowledge of like,
Yeah.
girl, I just want to be clear. Like, what
Yeah.
is what? Because y'all are supposed to have made up. So, I don't want there to be a space where you are calling, misgendering people, because then I could be next. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to make sure that your character is somebody that I can engage with, and that's all Tony was. That's all Tony. I feel like Tony was looking for.
Yeah. I see Julian, who is definitely kind of on Tony's neck. Tony, and I did drop the link, you guys. If you guys are going to come and talk to Tramel, you have to do it now. You have to click the link because he's on borrowed time tonight, okay? So if you're coming, you want to hit
But
the
I
link.
will say that as much as people like to say Tony inserted herself, Tony was always telling me before anybody said anything to her about before she had her outburst and everything like that. Tony was always telling me how daily people was coming to her comments chastising her for not chastising Nova, and how Althea was being treated. They were putting all of this responsibility on Tony. So Tony's whole thing was like, I just need for these girls to make up so that they can get off my back about me having to, take ownership of what's going on here, because these are two people arguing with each other that have nothing to do with me. And people are intentionally, even in the comments, I've seen some comments where they said that Tony needs to do something. What is Tony doing? Why is she not talking to them? And why is she not being a mother? And I'm like, ooh, girl, that's a lot of responsibility. But I think people choose to ignore the reality of, people are coming to our DMs and trying to get us to do things. And I think that a lot of people aren't seeing that the cast is like, I think the narrative is that Althea was not protected. Yes, I do see that. I see that a lot. And I think that's what the cast is against, because she was protected. She was in a very, very safe environment with us. And I don't want nobody or anybody to think that she wasn't, even though I know that that's how it may have looked. And I definitely respect that vision. But I think that's what the cast is very passionate about, is like that we just created this unsafe environment. And Althea has said multiple times that she did not feel unsafe or unwelcomed. And but she's also said that she has felt unsafe and unwelcomed in an email. So, it's just, I think people are not really hearing each other. They're not listening to the comments, and the comments aren't listening to the cast, because everybody want to be right. And me particularly, I'm just looking like, God damn, what is happening?
Yeah, I think, because I said this before in the previous live, I want to just remind the audience, because I know that Chasen has a big heterosexual, natural born woman audience. I want just to remind y'all that even though the bulk of the consumers are either queer people or straight cis people, that y'all are looking at, to Tony's point, a show that is heavily centered around elevating the queer people. And there are trans women in a space that is their space and is within their community. So I know that y'all are not going to care more about the misgendering than trans women are going to care about that, because that's, trans women's particular plight. But I just want y'all to just be mindful that, yes, of course it matters to Tony. She's a trans woman. It should matter. Just like racism to us as Black people is going to matter to us. Just like ableism is going to matter to disabled people. Just like, xenophobia is going to matter to immigrants and to refugees. Like, I don't expect y'all to, in a way, care to the degree about the misgendering that Tony does. But I completely understand why Tony completely is prioritizing it, because she's a trans woman in a space for her, and Althea is an outsider. And lots of queer people already have trauma around dealing with heterosexual people, and have trauma around heterosexual culture, which has been deeply transphobic and deeply homophobic. And so I think what in part we could be seeing from Tony is not just some loud, entitled, arrogant trans woman put in 2110, but could honestly be informed by a trauma response, because we know that this system in society takes trans and queer people through it. So I can understand why Tony is polarized by by what she perceives as audacity on behalf of an outsider being welcomed into this space and then saying those things. I would find that polarizing as well. So I'm not going to chop Tony's head off because she's prioritizing the issue that's important to her. I understand why a trans woman would be outraged about misgendering. And I think she has a right to be outraged. And I hope that her and Althea can smooth that over. I do hope that they can. I don't think they will, because I think Tony is
a Scorpio. They ain't
Scorpio.
making it.
Okay, so it'll never be well then.
No.
With that being said, because I'm a
I
motherfucker.
think Tony has
the door is closed.
gracefully bowed out.
The door is closed for sure.
And then we respect both parties, and I don't want Althea to step out of her. Girl, don't step out and do nothing that ain't gonna bring you no good.
Yeah.
That's what.
And see, and this is what I want people to understand. So Ashed says Tony wasn't outraged when Nova called her the T word, but you got to remember that's between two trans women, and there are some trans women who use the T word as a term of endearment. So that would be equivalent to a Black person using the N word to a Black person. Obviously, that's not going to hit the same way. Even if a Black person is using the N word in a derogatory sense, that's still not going to land the same way as somebody who culturally has not been given the permission to use that type of language, positive or negative. So when Nova said that was coming from another trans woman. That was definitely not going to be equivalent of a heterosexual cis person using that term and then using it, you know, in a derogatory sense and as a dig on top of that. If Tony wants to be offended by a comment that has something to do with her, but see, that's the thing, it does. If a white person got into it with Tramel right now and called him the N-word, that also has something to do with me. That has absolutely something to do with me. I don't give a damn if the N-word was directed to one nigga. When you use the word nigga, that goes out to all niggas. So once again, I understand why Tony, you know, is going to take it on herself. She is a trans woman.
Just like I respect the fact that I respect the fact that
I just want to say this super quick. I just want to say this super quick, Tramel. I want the audience to know, just because there's room to critique Althea doesn't mean that Althea is also not the victim of Nova. I think that y'all think that just because people get held accountable, that it doesn't mean that where they also have been victimized at, they haven't been victimized at. Y'all already know how I feel about Nova and her behavior. Y'all already know that I agree with everything that Althea feels. And I agree with everything around Althea not feeling protected and being targeted unnecessarily, unwarrantedly by Nova, all of that. We have been critiquing Nova every single live stream. But that also doesn't mean that we can't critique Althea either. And I don't know about y'all audience, but for me, my pendulum swings left and right. I can tug on everybody's wig. I'm not going to be biased. And just because somebody is a victim in this situation doesn't mean that they're a victim in another situation. You can be a victim in this situation and then a villain in that situation. Like 2 things, 3 things, 4 things can all be true at the same time. So Althea does need to be held accountable for her transphobia. If she has given an apology and some trans people or queer people don't want to accept that apology, that's fine. Apologies are not mandated to be accepted by anybody. And Nova deserves to be critiques, and those critiques are just as valid as well. It's like all of it can be the case. I'm not here to see one person's sins and not see another person's sins. If Althea can be critiqued, I'm going to critique her. If Nova can be critiqued, I'm going to critique her. Like the critiques can go wherever they need to go, and the allyship can go wherever it needs to go. Okay, but go ahead, Tramel.
Oh yeah, so what I was just saying was the same thing you were saying. It's like if Nova says something like about what she said about like I can't stand you straight hoes, or I think that's what she said. So I can't stand you straight hoes. You know, anybody who felt that, you know, cisgender women, definitely like you can definitely chime in on that. Like if you felt the need, she said that for that interpretation.
Yeah.
She didn't say it on purpose for that interpretation, but that's where it goes to when you make generalized statements like that. And I think the same for like transphobia. Although I don't think, like I said, Althea is transphobic. I do think that if a trans person, a person of trans experience, were to hear that from her or see that from her, not knowing her heart, not knowing what she's been through, like it could be taken the wrong way. Just like with Nova, like if you want to be mad at Nova about that, you have every right to. Just like if they want to be mad at Althea about transphobia, you probably can be mad at her about that. That's it's just the name of the game when it comes to saying things that aren't directly to the person, and you're using like blanket statements. That's why I stay away from that type of stuff, baby. If you're a fat raggedy bitch, you're just a fat raggedy bitch. Now, I ain't know if every fat person gets upset, then you know you fat. So that's all I'm saying.
But you know, we had talked about this too off screen, right? And I was like, you know what? I think the lesson here would be, please speak very intentionally on reality.
Speak intentionally, yes.
Because baby, once it gets away from you, that's it. That's all. Like, please be intentional. Make your point specific. Argue with the person you're arguing with without going general, and then also try to stay away from the race, the gender identity, the colorism stuff, because you can say a lot of shit about a bald-headed, to your point, raggedy ass bitch without having to go unethical. You know, you can, if you want to drag that bitch's skirt, if you want to drag their career, their living situation, all those things are fair game in a read for filth. But when it comes to race and identity and complexion and all of that, we should not think those things should be weaponized, no matter how mad we are. That's where all of our fighting styles should like kind of, you know, like that's the boundary. Is we can fight. We ain't got to fight that way, but we can fight, baby. And we can tear each other to motherfucking smithereens, because I'm definitely going to drag down Boots.
Oh, Lord.
Boots, I'm going to drag down Boots, baby, okay? I ain't got to go to your skin color. I ain't got to do none of that, baby. But, you know, if we drag it, let's drag it. But I ain't, you know, I'm not going to go there. But, you know, I can still get low without getting low, if you know what I mean. So it's a way to fight. And fight if you need to fight. But we don't have to use race and all of that, and identity and transphobia and homophobia and colorism and all of that. That's not necessary at all. And it's going to be problematic when that lands on an audience. Nobody wanted to hit the link, so I guess y'all scared, girl, because y'all be talking a lot of shit when people not here.
Child, I got 5 minutes. Come on now, Kim. Come on.
When people ain't here, girl, y'all have a lot to say, and y'all love to jump on the panels, honey. But now that Tramel is here, loud, live, and all up in color, honey.
You don't want to talk to me about that, babe. I'm gonna give.
It's giving pussy. It's giving pussy, honey, because baby, y'all been tearing these panels up, but honey, the star is here. The star is here, honey. The star has come on to people. And y'all is mighty quiet on this stream link. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. He said he got 5 minutes. So if y'all have anything y'all want,
I appreciate the dialogue. I mean, I see what y'all are saying, and you know, it's to be expected from me. I already knew. Like, baby, I am a psychic. Okay, I'm a TV psychic. I knew. I said, "Oh, baby, them comments is gonna go ham." Look, and I understand why. I already knew. I'm like, child, it's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be bad.
I've been telling you, I said, Chad, do you see how your co-stars, like, they're getting tore up out of here? They're getting tore up. Tony getting tore up. Carl getting tore up. They're getting tore up bad.
Yeah.
Taking through there. Real bad.
There.
Let me check some of these comments then with this 5 minutes. I like messy shows. It gets annoying when producers are clearly picking sides and isolating one. Do you feel like that happened? Do you feel like producers were isolating people, that people were particularly favored or unfavored from the producer's point of view? Do you feel like that happened?
No, I don't. Actually, I really don't. I really have not seen that happen on this production whatsoever. Like, I will say this: everybody had the opportunity to film and not film as much as they want. If the call sheet went out and you didn't want to come, baby, you did not have to come. If you were not on that call sheet, baby, you did not have to show up. We all showed up to what we felt the need to show up to, and we knew who was going to be there. I knew if I was going to a filming, I knew who was going to be there. I knew Ken was going to be there. If I had a problem with Ken, I knew that if I would show up, that he was going to be there. That is for everybody. If I knew Nova was going to be some places, and I knew Nova wasn't going to be some places based off the call sheet. So we all knew what was going on. It's not like these emails went out regularly. Okay.
Okay. Now, to Couture's point, there's no prerequisite for how someone responds when they are pissed off. People may not like it, but what can they do about it? I think that only applies to people who are used to not having no self-control and not having no discipline around their mouth, because all of us know that a lot of times we don't say what we can and could have said. A lot of us, you know, restrain ourselves and don't give it up the way that we could give it up. So just because a person is upset is not a justification for, you know, letting God knows what. Just like y'all holding Nova accountable, because with that same psychology, that actually favors Nova in this situation, because in that case, Nova has a right to, you know, justifiably say what the fuck she want to say, because to Couture's point, right? People, hey, when it's up and the girls are at war, anything is bound to happen. So, like, we can't have it both ways. Either we have to have a standard so that we can hold people accountable for what they say, or we have to make the exception for everybody, because the exceptions have to exist across the board. It can't be, well, oh, that psychology works when it comes to defending Althea, but doesn't work when it comes to defending Nova. You can't have it both ways. So either there's a standard, and no, you don't get to say what the fuck ever you want to say without accountability, no matter how mad you are, or you do, as long as you're upset enough to say all that shit. And then we're going to be human and understand. Tramel says, Tramel is listed in the chasing contract. Oh, is it listed in the chasing contract that everyone is allowed to participate in live chats and comment sections except biological women?
That is a definite no. I will say what is in the contract is
it ain't a quote.
well, I don't think I can't talk about what's in the contract, but no, that's not in there. But I will say that it has been widely known, like, hey, child, do your big one on your however you want to comment or whatever the case may be. I think when people are saying that they told her not to jump in them comments or stay up out of them comments, it was more so like I think it was more so to be honest, it was for Althea's like mental, like because I feel like she would battle between whether she was upset about something or cool with it. I think that's where her mental went, like because she said very blatantly in the one scene, like I don't feel left out of anything or anything like that. But then I guess when the comments would happen and she would get on lives with people, she would, go back to like, oh well, I just felt like this and this and this and this, and it would just kind of like contradict like what was going on. So I think that's what they were talking about, like so she could just have like a one train of thought or just have her own. That I mean, it's one thing to be supported by people, and you sometimes want to like you see that people really support you and they're calling out things for you, and you do really supporting you. And so, I love Althea, but my girl is very, 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 very friendly. Like she's just cool with everybody, and so she wants to make everybody feel comfortable in the space. Even when she's not comfortable, she will give you, "Oh well, I'm sorry, I just talked too much." Like, girl, you don't think that you talk too much. You just really want to get your point across. And if you feel like backed into a corner, you're gonna feel like, and that could be negative or positive. Like if somebody's beefing her up and saying, "Girl, you was treated they treated you so badly," and she'd be like, "Yeah, they did kind of treat me badly, huh?" And that's kind of like, well, girl, how do you really feel? I want her to really express how she really feels and not feel apologetic about it. Even with the whole, transphobic comment, and she's saying, I felt like that in the moment, and I said it. Oh, okay, girl, yeah, got you. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want her to be true to herself, true to her own feelings, and not take on the burden of what other people have put out for her. If she doesn't believe it, if she believes it, then good, go for that. But if you don't believe that truly in your heart, like girl, don't waver in your beliefs.
Yeah. And I can understand exactly what you're saying because, as I said,
she's a Libra. She is a people. I didn't want to say that word. She is a people pleaser.
I was about to say that I've said in a previous live that she kind of gives me people pleasers, and
she wants to make everybody happy. She wants to make us happy. She wants to make the fans happy. She's really like and she's not doing it maliciously. I really truly know that, but like it is happening a little bit. Like, girl, how do you really feel? And I'm just saying, how do you really feel? Because when she was crying to me at Sammy's house, when she was crying to all of us, and she was saying, she's just going through things financially, struggles, she's just, trying to make it. And that's why she's been away, because she just didn't want to be around us. And then when we get to like the pole dancing, and I'm like, girl, y'all is leaving us out, me and Alfie. And she's like, I don't feel left out. I'm like, okay, girl, which one is it? Because I'm confused. Like, girl, where am I? So in that instance, I'm like trying to speak up her, because she was telling me she wasn't feeling comfortable in that moment, but she was also saying, girl, I'm fine. I love being around y'all. And I'm like, well, girl, I won't say nothing else, because they looking at me strange, and they saying that I'm just putting words in your mouth, and I don't want to do that. I want for Althea to have her own, of course, her own mind. She's a strong Black woman. She's a mother, and she's leading a new generation of people. So she got to have that mind, to put her foot down. So I'm just praying for that for her, and I'm glad she was able to put her foot down in this situation and say, hey y'all, this is not good for my peace, and I ain't coming back. So okay, my girl she did her big one.
Sis on the phone says, who was Althea's producer after Benchworthy left?
We all had the same producers, so it was just Andario, Jamar, and JT.
Okay.
So they pretty much just took us all on, and made sure they reached out to us, directly. It was mostly Andario though.
Are you returning for season 8?
If there's a season
like
8, if I am welcomed back, I will definitely probably not. No, I don't know. It depends on where I'm at in my headspace and where I'm heavily
in front of the
considering,
camera filming those
obviously.
goddamn confessionals.
If they ask me, I'm down for it. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, who knows what's really going to be happening going forward? How long it'll take for them to, come back around? But I don't. I can't really say. But as of right now,
that'll probably be
I
what, a
would.
2028 release, if it, or the 2029.
Listen,
production.
I just can't be 43 trying to do this
Right.
thing. I'm so sorry. It's not gonna happen for me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
geez.
I'm at a hard stop right about now. I got 43 is my hard stop, Buki.
That part. What trim are you quitting? No, he is joking. He said, look, if they can circle the block back soon enough, okay, he'll get on there, but he ain't about to be 50 chasing no damn reality.
Yeah, I ain't about to be the real 50 that they called me, honey, trying to be out here chasing them. I want to be a grandpa out here. I'm already
film LA, they gotta film Texas, then they gotta film all the other stuff. So it takes some time to circle the block again.
Yeah, so we'll see.
The producer who we just seen out in the comments, y'all got some nerve. Okay, who was the producer in the comments? Michael says the commenters have stirred up all the stuff with the cast, and they are the reason Althea isn't coming back. The cast is supposed to handle their issues with each other, not y'all. Do you agree with that?
I actually do. I think when I say we're a family, meaning, when Althea and Nova made up, and when me and Ken made up, and when me and Noelle made up, I'm gonna name all of them. When Dominique and Carl's issue, like, we all handle that with each other. You know what I'm saying? And with the resolution that came from it, it's like, okay, girl, I don't want that to be unshakable.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be shakeable. I want that to be unshakable. Because like there's not going to be because I do see the comments, like in my specific case, like with Ken, where like Tramel, Ken played you so hard, and Ken did this and Ken did that. I say, I understand how you feel, but how I handle things is me and Ken made up, so like I'm not gonna continue to bash him and make him feel like, because they be looking at that like, girl, did we really make up? Or like, girl, are you really that? Because I'm gonna be looking at them like, bitch, if you say anything else, okay, it's like, okay, I gotta get you now. I need for the continuity to be there, and I think that's where a lot of the frustration is coming from, especially with the Nova and Althea situations, because we saw them make up at the reunion, even though they didn't do it in front of us, and then that was a month ago, and now we're still like in this space, like, and a lot of us need for that to be wrapped up, because the way the comments are going, it's like we need that to be done. We need y'all to be either cool or be done with each other completely. We need some kind of resolution there. Like, we needed that, because at the end of the day, like, nobody can move forward like this with either one. Like, well, definitely not with Nova, but it's like we can't do it. So I think that's what we need to handle each other, and then stay true to that, and then we can move through the whatever the comments are. Like, the comments are going to be the comments, obviously, and y'all have y'all's opinions, and if the feelings are valid. But at the end of the day, what's really happening between us is also like, that's the precipice of what this show is supposed to be about. It's a friend group. We see each other. We have to be around each other in real time, like all the time. So it's like, well, not even all the time, just when you decide to show up for the filming.
So I did not know that Andario was in the chat. Why y'all didn't tell me? Because y'all know I was too focused reading. I didn't know he was here. Kathy says TTV Andario posted a comment in this here live when you were showing the TTV section. He left because he can't handle criticism and couldn't time us out. I did not even know Andario was here. I was literally so focused on, reading, that obviously I wasn't looking at the chat. So I wish y'all would have told me. I would have dropped the link for him. But maybe I will reach out to Andario, or he can reach out to me, and maybe I can schedule an interview with him, and he can come and speak to, his thoughts and feelings about all of this and the criticism he gets, and what he would like to see happen between himself and other reviewers. And, maybe I can get him here for an exclusive too, because as I said before, the platform is welcome for everybody. If there's anybody who want to correct any narrative or clarify, they're more than welcome to hit the link and to reach out to me, no matter what my professional, based on what I see, thoughts are. Okay, I don't care what my criticisms are. I'm doing a job here, and I am more than able to talk to Nova if she ever wants to sit here and talk and speak to anything. My feelings are not, like, because this is my job, I have to compartmentalize. So I'm here to do a job. Everyone is welcomed. And I want to ask you another question really quick. It came from I think it came from somebody who said, oh, have you spoken to Q? And are there any updates as far as you know regarding Q?
No and no. I will not be communicating with that man in no way, shape, or form, because it's just unfortunate, because to be honest, the route that I was really trying to go at the reunion was, baby, I need some answers about this. And when I got the answers that he thought was funny, or he thought that he was giving me, it was not okay for me. So I have not contacted him, and I don't plan to.
The door is closed.
Yeah, that door is closed, locked. I flushed the key down the toilet. A shark ate it and shitted it down a goddamn to the deepest
She's
wells.
gone.
It's
She's gone.
gone. She's gone.
Okay, so Kathy
Do
said,
I don't have a problem with him, but at the end of the day, like, my life it means more to me than a friendship. So sorry.
so what post Kathy is Andario talking about? Kathy says his comment was read my post. What post? I'm on the Chasing Realities YouTube page. The only post up there is from 2 days ago. I'm not sure what post is being referred to. Tramel, do you think that Nova was pretending to be over it and cool with Fifi because of how she was beginning to look to the public, because during taping she never wanted to apologize?
So, whether y'all believe me or not, in Miami, I pulled Nova to the side after she got that boot to the chest. After all the melee, she was just like, "Oh my God, this is just getting a little crazy, and this is so stupid." She's like, "I wish Althea would." She actually literally told me,
"Okay, hold on, Tramel. Okay, so y'all not gonna be coming up in here not talking to the queen himself, Neek. Hello, Neek. Okay." You said hello. We have a Dominique in the chat, honey. Shout out to the cast. You guys did an awesome, fantabulous job. I just want to tell all of you guys that, including Nova, it took her raggediness to also set and pop all this shit off as well. And y'all got some very important conversations started. But it was a really good season. You guys were all very entertaining to watch. And we're looking forward to all of you guys again. And all of you guys are welcome to my platform. But hello to you, the iconic Neek. Go ahead, Tramel. Sorry.
Oh, so I was just saying, well, Nova, I was talking to Nova on the side, and after all that melee in Miami.
Wait, Tramel, did you hear this? Tramel, you should watch Really Bees live. Q admitted that he knows who took the pic of you at the train station while he was acting deaf, dumb, and stupid at the reunion.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them clips if somebody could send that.
Send them clips, y'all. Send us the timestamps. Clip that for us and send it to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that just in case I just need to, call somebody. And I do mean the authorities.
Yeah, but continue on that you were saying.
But no, Nova talked to me on the side. She was just like, yeah, she's like, all this shit going on, like, after Carl did what he did at the dam in Miami, and those things happened. She was just like, I wish Althea would have really actually came, because I feel like I was actually gonna like talk to her and pull her to the side and say, just try to make up with her, because this really not that serious. We over here fighting and stuff like that. But that was way before anybody saw anything, before it was out to the public, and she had already been talking about pulling Althea to the side and like apologizing for it. She's like, because it's not that serious. She didn't think it would go this far, and she really was just like over the arguing and the fighting. So
wow.
But in the confessionals, she went ham, child's play along.
Yeah.
Going down this whole rabbit hole of being mean. So, girl, that kind of like fucked you up for real from the gate, because he should have started that way. But she don't know nothing about no TV. She really just stuck her foot in her mouth. And at the end of the day, I can only take for what she said, and then what she actually did. She actually did apologize to her. So, and they made up. So
yeah,
I guess I don't know if she meant it. I can say she meant it, but I don't really know. I can't say what's in that girl's heart. I can only tell you what I know, what she told me.
But speaking of Q, do you know if the harassment is still happening to Dominique? Is he all
I'm
of that
not
still
sure.
taking place?
Dominique, is it still happening to you? Because I heard about it.
Dominique, look, I may
I
end up
know it ain't
being,
been happening to me. That just stay
yeah,
up out of my DMs and stay up off my phone. Just
on
leave me
par, yeah,
alone.
because see, I don't want to have to end up in an orange jumpsuit.
Uh,
And I got the bail money. But Dominique, you may be expecting a DM from me. I may reach out to you. I do have a verified check mark. So be looking out for your DMs. I may want you to come and speak to your experience of this season as well and get into all of the things if you are very interested. Oh, Dominique said it's handled. It's handled. It's handled. I'm curious to know what that means in more detail, but it's handled. Yeah, because I think that everybody who could file a motherfucking police report on that whole should do just that. Just in case, girl, they have to be ready to stand their ground and can do that while leaving a paper trail behind to justify the standing of the grounds in Atlanta, because y'all do live in a stand your ground state. Don't ask me how I know. I keep it with all the gun laws.
I know you do. I gotta give me one. That's actually on my to-do list.
Okay, well, that's gonna be my birthday gift to you. Is a Glock.
Oh, thank you. Give me a Glock 22.
Yes. Okay, but since y'all pussy assholes was too pussy to come up here and address Tramel after talking all that shit on these panels the past few weeks, I guess we're going to conclude. And
I do appreciate you. You know, I've always appreciated it, baby. We don't been rocking for what, about 6-7 years? 7 years? No, 7.
Yes.
7. About
and
7.
To death does us part.
Oh,
we're going the long haul. Yeah, we're going the long haul here. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I knew you before the tattoo.
Yes, you did, unfortunately. And I knew you before damn near about to whip Q's ass.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A mess.
Let that young man breathe, little. You know, I give grace, but I'm still not playing with him. I'm so sorry. If I get anything else, it's definitely gonna be something different. I ain't got time.
Nick wants Q to come back. How would you feel about Q returning? Are you would that be a conflict of interest for next season if Q was there?
A conflict of interest for me, not at all, because to be honest, I've already wrapped up my feelings. You know how I get when I get with people. If I don't, he's one of those people on that list of I would never talk to again. Never, ever. You hear me? Never.
As you should not.
Do I have a problem with him? No. Could I speak to him in like passing? I actually could, but baby, we're not going to get to a space where because if you ever do that to me again, I don't want you to be surprised when they come knocking on your door and saying, all right, let's go.
My God.
I can keep it cordial, even with the worstest of the worst enemies, but I don't think we're enemies like that. But you got people taking pictures and I got to reiterate this. Okay. I said, I don't know who did this, and I will continue to say that until I have verifiable evidence. Allegedly, somebody took a picture of me at a train station and they texted it to my personal phone number. Now, I don't give my phone number to everyone. It was to my phone number. It was not a DM, because if it was a DM, I would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
Like the DM stuff, like that's to be expected. If his friends and family came to my DMs, like they did do, you know, that was more like a setup to like, okay, what is this? I get the DMs, but the day after, now I got a text message to my personal phone number. Who you give my phone number to?
Crazy work. And this is before the season airs, might I add, right? Or
that one threat of whooping my ass was like 2 days after the season premiere. Okay. Now, we did not have any issues whatsoever before episode, I think, like 8 or 9. And you talking, they trying to whoop my ass on episode 1? I was like, what you been telling them all year? Because it's like, what did I do to you? Like, because I interrupted you one time, I didn't get into it with you like that.
Because Malcolm X.
Yeah, so, and then that picture was taken of me 7 days before the first reunion in the Red. So, mind you, I'm sitting across from somebody who possibly could have had somebody sending some people after me, and I'm like, are we supposed to be cool? Like, no, I want to talk about it.
The only advice I want to give you as it relates to that, if Q comes back, because it's clear to me that Dominique wants Q to return so that Q could be touched by an angel. And Dominique wants to be that angel. And what I want you to do I want you to be a good Samaritan, and I want you to get involved. And as you're breaking them up, I want you to get you a few licks in as you're breaking. Just promise me you're gonna get some licks in as you're breaking them apart. Okay, because we're not here for the violence of it all. But get your licks in.
No, I don't. Well, shout out to Dominique for his wishes, but he is not a casting director, so he does not get final say on who comes back or not. It will me, him, even like we don't know. So, but if Q were to return, I would not have a problem with that per se. But guess what, baby? We ain't. If his name is on the call sheet, I might not be showing up to too many of them scenes. I'm so sorry.
My God, today I got a feeling season 8 is going to be very dramatic and
Season 8 will be very dramatic because I can't do unstable relationships with people. Like if the littlest things will set you off, and now I got people texting my phone because I'm not changing my phone number. I'm so sorry. I've had this phone number for too long, and we're just gonna have to block a couple of numbers and send a couple of people some
I do think
with law enforcement.
Worthy, like between the threats and the stalking and harassment that you experienced, Dominique being harassed at his place of work, and then the murder plot against Nova, he's ban worthy. I don't think he should absolutely return. I mean, it's absurd, and endangering your cast members over TV shit is just out of order.
It's a little out of order.
Whole lot of out of orderness. All right, we're going to get out of here. Any lasting words you have for the wrap up?
I hope y'all do enjoy. I hope y'all did truly enjoy some of most parts of season 7. And continue to watch and support Chasing Reality. They really are trying to be out here changing some lives, and they are listening to you guys. Yes. Whether y'all believe it or not, they are listening. They are watching. Yes. Y'all are heard here, and definitely please check out Chasing LA. They are coming next, and there's all boys over there, so go check that one out because y'all might get some good juice from over there.
Child, it's one raggedy ass just might that's on that damn cast. So
I heard they was really shaking it up, and I heard Dallas was doing some wonderful things too. I think they might be filming as well. So we got a nice little lineup.
Well, I'm only going to watch LA since there's a dusty bitch that I do not support at all on that cast. If that dusty bitch is going to get his ass whooped. If you're going to get his ass whooped on the season, I'm tuning in and I'm reviewing.
Oh, Lord.
If he ain't getting his ass whooped, moving along. Okay, one more question. Kathy says, Tramel, YB Speaks made a good point. Since y'all aren't paid, how come Andario didn't let the cast do commercials to promote their chases during the episode?
If you had a commercial and you had to give it to him, he definitely would have did it. I didn't particularly have a commercial, but every time I had a song or something I wanted to talk about, he would post it for me.
Period. Yeah. Okay, so y'all probably didn't see that because people just did not have that content to give to Andario. Not that Andario wasn't interested in promoting that content.
What content? Who?
I was saying to Kathy's point that if they didn't see stuff like that, to your point, it's probably that nobody gave him any of that type of content to do that promotional work with.
Nobody produced a commercial that he could have worked with, to be honest. I know I didn't. If I had a video or something, he promoted my video. He promoted all of our music, whether we asked him to or not. He used our music in some of the scenes, and so we all got what we wanted. And I do know he was promoting Crown Cuticles all over the Instagram page. He does a lot of it on Instagram too, because that gets a lot of traction. But with YouTube, y'all might watch the episode, y'all might skip through that. Y'all skip through them commercials though.
I do skip.
Y'all do skip them. They are skippable.
Y'all is me. Period. All right, great season, wonderful. We're going to get out of here. Please stream all of Tramel's music.
It's the sad shit too.
The sad Tramel Day Ray shit too, y'all. Get into all of it. All right. 2027. All right. So be on the lookout. And you know what I was thinking, Tramel, when you were saying that next season is going to be dramatic. To your point, because it's going to take a minute for them to circle the block on Atlanta. Who knows how Althea may feel by then? Who knows how Q may feel by then? Who knows how Tony may feel by then? Because it's going to be a few years that's going to pass before we get in Atlanta.
It might be another
it's going to be like 2
year.
years, honey, probably before we get Miss Atlanta.
Yeah.
So who knows where they'll be? Who, you know, everybody might be back in the building to do this thing all over again. So
they might.
They might.
If I'm 43, I ain't coming back. So don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Look, I'm going to message Andario to ensure that you get to at least do a second season before you 50.
Yeah, before I get old, because I'm already getting there.
Yeah. But go and feed yourself. Thank you for being here. This was absolutely awesome and fantabulous and wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for hearing me out. We give grace to all people who don't want to get maced. That's what I'm saying.
Hashtag. That's all right. All right, please. Bye.
Bye.
That was Tramel, you guys. All right, this was a wonderful season, you guys. Whether you found things wrong, right, or somewhere in between, once again, I want to shout out to the cast and shout out to the producers. I want to shout out to Andario. Y'all kicked ass, all right? And hopefully commentators and reviewers and talent can continue to work together because it's a sentient relationship. We need the content. Y'all need the PR and the promotion. You know, it goes hand in hand. So I hope that reviewers are able to stay on board, and I hope that the situation between Harveyana and TTV and Harveyana and Andario and TTV and Andario, I hope that stuff can get cleared up because the people need a place and a hub to rally up to. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys to some more chasing stars and see if I can get them to have a discussion and talk about their experience and some of the aftermath and get their perspective as well. I'm going to reach out to Dominique as well and some of my favorite folk from this cast first. And then, you know, we'll just keep the conversations going. Please make sure that you guys subscribe, thumbs up, share, tell a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, all social media handles and emails, donation options, all that stuff is in the link below. Love you all and see you guys tomorrow. Peace.